Is your magic meter running low? Well, we've got a cure for you. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePauli, and welcome to the House of Mouse headlines for the week of April 19th, 2020, brought to you by laughingplace.com, your up-to-date resource for the latest Disney news every day of the week. In this week's news, an Avengers Campus update, a new Mandalorian docuseries on Disney+, an American Under Quarantine Idol, and more, so let's get to it.
Hear the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
Back in February, Bob Chapek was named CEO of the Walt Disney Company with the intention that he would take over day-to-day operations, while now executive chairman Bob Iger would manage the creative direction of the company until the end of his contract. However, according to the New York Times, the COVID-19 crisis has somewhat shifted that dynamic. The Times reports that, while Chapek retains the CEO title, Iger has resumed a greater role in leading the company through these uncertain times. As Iger told a reporter, a crisis of this magnitude and its impact on Disney would necessarily result in my actively helping Bob Chapek and the company contend with it, particularly since I ran the company for 15 years. Meanwhile, this week also saw Chapek formally being elected to the Walt Disney Company Board of Directors. We're likely to hear more about both of these developments and more when Disney discusses their sure-to-be less-than-rosy second quarter earnings on May 5th. With Disneyland Paris still closed and no firm reopening date in sight, this week the resort announced postponements for two of their special events. First, Disneyland Paris Pride, the resort's official LGBT Pride celebration, will move from June 2020 to June 2021. Similarly, the after-hours EDM festival Electroland that was set to return this July will be delayed until July of next year. Guests who purchase tickets for these events will be automatically refunded if they booked with a credit card, while those who paid by bank transfer will be contacted by Disney. Additionally, those who purchase tickets in person or have other questions can contact the resort. In not-so-surprising news, the Disneyland Resort has now acknowledged that Avengers Campus at Disney California Adventure will not open on time. Just days before the parks began their temporary closure, it was announced that the new land would debut on July 18th. Unfortunately, with work on the area halted during the closure and no reopening date set, it's now unclear when the Marvel heroes will begin recruitment. But the Disneyland website does still say it's coming soon. Let's hope so. For the past few weeks, the famed Cirque du Soleil troupe has been sharing footage from some of their productions over the years. As luck would have it, their most recent release featured a show that originally performed at the Tokyo Disney Resort. Zedd ran from October 1st, 2008 to December 21st, 2011 at the resort. While the show was professionally recorded, this was the first time this footage was seen by fans. You can find this performance of Zedd, along with other previous streams, on the Cirque du Soleil YouTube channel. This week, the Walt Disney Studios announced some more changes to the film release slate, this time impacting two notable animation projects. As some had expected, Pixar's Soul will no longer premiere in June and will instead move to November 20th. In turn, Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon, which was set for release a few days later, will now shift to March 2021. And while we're talking release dates, we also learned that Artemis Fowl will debut on Disney Plus on June 12th, just 2 weeks after the theatrical release it had planned recently before being pulled. If you're looking to add some Disney films to your digital collection, then you'll likely want to keep an eye out over the next few weeks. Between now and May 25th, select movies from Disney, Touchstone, 20th Century Studios, Searchlight Pictures, Lucasfilm, Blue Sky Studios, and Disney Nature will be on sale for as little as $5. However, these sales will take the form of themed weeks, with the first event, Feel Good Movies, currently underway and featuring selections such as Bohemian Rhapsody, The Greatest Showman, Napoleon Dynamite, Pretty Woman, and more. Then, April 21st through the 27th will celebrate Earth Day with several Disney nature films on sale, along with family fun flicks including The Book of Life, Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Peanuts Movie, and more. Of course, April 28th through May the 4th will see Star Wars films going on sale, with sports films, action movies, and animated classics coming in the following weeks. So be sure to check out your favorite digital retailer to take advantage of these deals. Speaking of May the 4th, Disney Plus is set to celebrate this year's Star Wars Day with the debut of a new behind-the-scene docuseries called Disney Gallery: The Mandalorian. In this 8-part series, executive producer Jon Favreau invites the cast and crew to share an unprecedented look at the making of the live-action Star Wars show. Featuring informative interviews, surprising never-before-seen footage, and roundtable conversations, it's certainly something no Mando fan will want to miss. Following the premiere, new episodes of Disney Gallery: The Mandalorian will stream every Friday on Disney+. This is the way, indeed. Ever since The Mandalorian arrived last November, one of its characters has grown to become a full-fledged cultural phenomenon. The child, aka Baby Yoda. Lest you think that the adorable creature's popularity was waning, this week Build-A-Bear began offering a Baby Yoda plush that sold out within hours. However, if you still seek this $59.99 plush that includes 5 different sounds and plays the Mandalorian theme song, you can still visit the Build-A-Bear site and sign up to be notified when the child is back in stock. That just sounds funny. Like many shows, American Idol was recently forced to shut down production. However, just a few weeks later, the reality competition is ready for a comeback, producing live shows remotely from the judges' and contestants' homes. The show will begin their live rounds on April 26th, with contestants being conferenced in for their performances and the judges' reactions. While this is definitely unusual, Idol is far from the only show to try a revamped at-home format. In addition to late-night and daytime talk shows, last week Saturday Night Live debuted their first remote episode, although it was not aired live. To see if American Idol can pull it off, tune into ABC on Sunday, April 26th. I personally think they should just air some home videos of the Disney Parks American Idol experience. I'm sure it would be just as entertaining. Fun and games are just around the corner for ABC. This week, the network announced return dates for such unscripted favorites as To Tell the Truth, Celebrity Family Feud, Press Your Luck, Match Game, and Holy Moly. First, To Tell the Truth and Holy Moly 2, the sequel, will premiere on Thursday, May 21st, while the latest episodes of Celebrity Family Feud, Match Game, and Press Your Luck will arrive on Sunday, May 31st. Elsewhere, ABC News' The Genetic Detective will debut on Tuesday, May 19th, and Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. returns for its 7th and final season on Wednesday, May 27th. Finally this week, the Walt Disney Family Museum is currently hosting a series of Happily Ever After Hours virtual events. Hosted via Zoom webinar, audience members will have the opportunity to submit questions to special guests and watch them answered live. While previous events featuring Imagineer Bob Gurr and Muppet performer Dave Goelz have already passed, and an upcoming conference with directors Brenda Chapman and Kevin Lima is booked up, as I'm recording this, you can still register for a session with composer Fabrizio Manzanelli that will be held on Friday, April 24th. For more information on this and hopefully future events, be sure to visit waltdisney.org. That's going to do it for the news this week, so let's get to this week's Twitter poll. Now, this past Thursday night, there was a Disney sing-along special on ABC, so I asked you folks before it aired, which of the following celebrity guests are you most excited to sing along with? Your options were Christina Aguilera, John Stamos, Jordan Fisher, or the combined group of Josh Gad, Luke Evans, and Alan Menken performing together. In last place was John Stamos with only 12% of the votes, followed by Jordan Fisher with 21% of the votes. Christina Aguilera got 26% of the votes, but the winner was the Gad-Evans-Menken combination, getting 41% of the votes. Do you agree with the results? Cast your vote in the Twitter poll every week by following Disney CTC on Twitter. That's DIZNEY CTC. Surprisingly, among my favorite performances for this TV special was actually Donny Osmond singing I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan with his grandchildren. It's a catchy tune, and although I'm not the biggest Donnie fan, it was a super fun performance. I also loved Jordan Fisher's performance of Under the Sea, and the High School Musical performance of We're All in This Together, featuring the original cast, TV series cast, and more Disney Channel stars. If you haven't listened yet to this past Wednesday's episode of Disney Coast to Coast, give it a listen to hear all about the Disney Parks merchandise, fads, and trends from throughout the years. And on this upcoming Wednesday's episode, I have a Disney legend joining me to talk all about his new show coming to Disney+. Do you know who I'm talking about? Be sure not to miss out on any of the magic by subscribing to Disney Coast to Coast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. And if you've been enjoying the show, head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a 5-star rating and review for Disney Coast to Coast to help other Disney fans find the show more easily. And don't forget that on Friday, April 24th, I'll be having a live stream Q&A for members of the DCTC community. Find out how you can join us and gain other rewards at patreon.com/DisneyCTC. That's patreon.com/DIZNEYCTC. Other than that, folks, have a magical day. Bye!
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePauli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com.